work in a newspaper, you are always on deadline.
You have to think fast.
Welcome to the fast-paced, creative life of a weekly newspaper. There are thousands of newspapers and magazines published in the United States. Some of these are written in languages other than English, including German, Korean, and Spanish. Exito is a popular weekly paper aimed at the Spanish-speaking population of Chicago. If you'd like to make news, consider working as an editorial creator and advertising creator. You don't have to be bilingual to work at a newspaper, but you do have to speak both Spanish and English to work at Exito. After receiving his associate's degree, Joaquin Castillo accepted an entry-level position as an advertising creator at Exito. Joaquin is responsible for helping to create the advertisements that are published in the newspaper.
Most of the ads that we create here are Spanish. We get the information in English and we have to translate it and make sure that it makes sense, because sometimes when you translate something from English to Spanish, it just is not the same. We capture the basic idea.
Capturing the basic idea may involve a trip to the library.
Sometimes ads require a little research. A good example will be an ad for Cinco de Mayo that I just created. I had to go to the library and get some information about the history of Mexico, why it's called the Cinco de Mayo battle, and what that represents to the Mexican population in general. From there, I had to get illustrations and put it all together on the computer, and the client was really happy.
Advertising clients come in all shapes and sizes, but they all have something they want you to buy. The clients may be appliance or department stores that want to sell you a washing machine or a television set. They may be a little dress shop or a fast food restaurant. Joaquin works with sales representatives at Exito to create just the right ad for each client.
Most of the time, we deal with the sales rep because he knows what the client wants. We get the information, logos, photos, illustrations, and we make it look good visually.
Joaquin and the sales rep always make sure that the client is pleased with the ad before it goes to press.
We always make sure that the client approves the ad, that he is really happy with what we are doing before we run it. You want to represent the client's product as well as you can.
When Joaquin uses his computer to design an ad for a smaller store, he often designs their first logo, a visual design or motto, perhaps using fancy lettering or a little picture. By creating a logo for a store, Joaquin helps to give a store an identity, which helps you notice that store and decide to shop there.
Most of the little stores don't have personality. They don't have their own logo, their own identity. We've done many logos, many new looks for their stores. They come here for advertising and we create something for them.
Before the paper goes to press, Joaquin gives the ads one last look. He wants to make sure they're placed where they'll catch your eye. He also makes sure that an ad for candy or fast food isn't placed next to an article about dieting, for example.
I go to the press to make sure that the information on the page doesn't go against our client's ad. You cannot put an ad for hamburgers and the page is telling you forget hamburgers.
Advertising is about helping clients sell their products, but for Joaquin, it is also about creativity.
When I was going to school, I took many art classes. You have to be artistic or art inclined to do this type of job, because they give you a blank piece of paper and they give you some ideas, but you have to come up with the ad. You have to come up with the layout, and it takes creativity.
Exito requires its creators to have a 2-year associate's degree with a focus on courses in advertising, journalism, and electronic or computer production. Different companies have different requirements. In fact, Some newspaper and advertising firms offer their own training programs.
Lo de la foto, pero al final ya mandamos un fotógrafo.
Now that he's a success as an advertising creator at Exito, what is Joaquin's next goal?
I would like to be an art director or supervisor of advertising, be in charge of the production of the ads.
So far, you've seen Joaquin creating the advertising elements of the newspaper. But who is responsible for pulling all the elements, including, of course, the stories and photos, together? Meet Gladys Rios. Gladys is an entry-level editorial creator at Exito.
You need to get involved with the story and with the people that write the story, the photographer that takes the picture, the person that's going to trim the story, and everybody else. You really need to be creative and work with other people.
Using a computer, Gladys lays out or organizes the pages of Exito. She decides how each page will look, which article will go where. Will there be a photograph? Which photograph? She makes articles jump out at you by choosing a picture that grabs your eye or a headline that makes you want to read more.
I handle the layout for all the pages in the newspaper. I get the text and the pictures, and I try to highlight what the story says.
Exito covers everything from sports to travel to international news, so Gladys works with many different types and styles of layout.
Every page is different. We have a style already set for the columns, and another style for the news and sports, and a different one for the features. There are very simple pages. There are other pages that are more complicated, and they need a lot more pictures.
If you're working on a paper, working under a deadline, you're always trying to do the best job you can in the time you have. Gladys especially enjoys the articles she can spend a little more time on. Articles for the travel section are usually written well ahead of time, so Gladys can use that extra time to be creative.
With the travel section or another feature story, I have the chance to be more creative and play a little more with the pictures, with the colors and the shapes, the typefaces and the sizes of the text and the headlines. We want to have a balance between the text and the design.
In the old days, people laid out a newspaper by really laying it out and pasting together the text or the stories along with the pictures. Not anymore. Today, Gladys works on a computer.
I basically work with 3 different kinds of software. The one that is for editing news. That's the way I get my text. Then I use photo editing and retouching software. And then I have a layout software, which is the one that puts together everything.
Gladys takes advantage of opportunities to gain more training from the company. So far, Gladys has taken additional computer courses and attended training seminars. But she also learns from her coworkers, just as they learn from Gladys.
The company has training, and we go to seminars or lectures, and we discuss that. I have been taking classes on production. I am constantly learning. We learn from each other. I could be the one that can teach the others in using the layout software. But there are others that use more an illustration program or a drawing program, so I can learn from that person.
It's a team effort at Exito, and the staff is always trying to improve the paper. Every week, they have a meeting to go over the issue that's just come out to see what worked and what didn't. Exito also schedules special meetings and invites readers to come and talk to them about the paper.
Some of our readers that have called or have written are invited to come and talk to us. And we ask them specific questions. Do you think we're publishing too many stories about Mexico, or maybe you would like to see something different?
Gladys is proud of the variety of columns and articles that Exito offers to readers.
Every week is different. We have a Gente, which is our people page. I just did a page on the Amazon River about a trip that some people took from Peru through the end of the Amazon.
Clearly, newspapers like Exito offer a variety of stories to readers, and they also offer a variety of careers for you to consider. think about what talents and skills you have to offer. Take courses in communications, language arts, photography, and art to develop and fine-tune your skills. Larger newspaper and advertising companies may require some education or experience beyond high school, but other types of publications, such as company newsletters, brochures, and some smaller newspapers, offer great ways to get started, to get both experience and on-the-job learning. Whatever you decide on, you'll need to pull together all the elements to make it happen. The motivation, the willingness to learn, your talents, your skills. No one can make your career come together. No one except you.